gross.
Welcome to GDP Live. I'm your host, Pat George. I'm here in the Dobby Robertson Memorial Caddick all by myself. I didn't want to do it on key because then I would definitely get kicked off YouTube. One last thing, just going to share this. Hold on a second, guys. Bear with me. Ron's pounding off in the comments already. Shared to my timeline. Good. I've joined 4 times. My internet is terrible. What's going on with Ron's internet, guys? Ron, upgrade that shit, bruh. Hope everyone else's day is great though. Ron, try to join on Facebook. Try like the page on the Gross Domesticated Podcast page on Facebook. If you like it there, you can join in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m., as well as Instagram Live at Baby Mermaid Productions. But if you are joining at Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram, you can ask to join, which is essentially just calling into the show, because I do erase the Instagram video at the end of this. So all of the comments and all the video for the guests or anybody that decides that any peeps that would like to pound off live, I will erase that, but your audio will be included on the video on YouTube later on, as well as Facebook Live and Facebook for eternity. But let's just take it easy for a little bit. I want to read some of the pounding. I want to speak in full sentences. Shout out to that piece of shit, Thumb. I don't have Facebook. Good for you, Ron. I like that. Big Preem does not have a Facebook. That's probably why he's a fan of GDP in general. That's why he's not a fan. He's a peep. I apologize. I know I never want to say fans. We're just joining each other, you know? We're having it. I don't know if anybody else drinks coffee as late into the day as I do. I'm probably going to end up having health issues. I drink a lot of caffeine, but I kind of try to space it out too, because I kind of like sipping on warm coffee kind of all throughout the day. I'm not like a Henry Rollins type. I heard a thing that made me turn on Henry Rollins. I love Dave Grohl. We know that. Ron has pounded off live as well. He's told me plenty of times his love of Dave Grohl as well. Henry Rollins is somebody that I go back and forth on though. Like there's just sometimes where I'm like, man, fuck you, Henry. I almost said Ron. Never fuck you, Ron. Big Preem's my buddy. I almost said I went my boy, my buddy, and I was trying to get the handle of this with a fucking hurt shoulder, and I was just like, I just fell apart. You know me. But Big Preem, never fuck you, but sometimes fuck Henry Rollins, because he says he'll get 1 cup of coffee in the morning or make 1 cup of coffee or something like that and just essentially sip on it like throughout the day. Like it gets like cold or room temp or, obviously it never gets room temp necessarily. It gets fucking ice cold. And he just sips on that like throughout his day as he like sorts his records and shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous. maybe it's because like he kind of does have like a life where he can go like, oh, I can just talk and people will pay me. I'm like, damn it. Ow. Tell me, Henry. You know what I mean? But we do have actually a sponsorship in the works right now. We are discussing it. Like I think I just talked about it on the last show. Chloe's losing her mind. I think they're fighting. She's croaking. I don't know if you can hear that. She's probably going to jump on the table, so I'm going to probably have to do some evasive maneuvering. She's not as easy to maneuver as old Stanley. So yeah, I know. What's going on, girl? Come on. What is it? You okay? You want to pound off? All right, Kloppo coming in with a big pound. Croaking, light lies. Dave Grohl, off to Kurt Cobain. I think that's. I don't know if that's pounding necessarily. That might be allegations, Ron. You might be in big trouble for that. But we are here live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. GDP Live, Gross Domesticated Podcast. Sometimes my wife is here, sometimes she isn't, but always in spirit. And you can join in. I already said all that shit. But if you're on the YouTube page, let me just say this. Like the video. Hit subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to Baby Mermaid Productions on YouTube, please subscribe there. You will get notifications every time new False Count Anywhere. I told you. New False Count Anywhere comes out every Monday. New episodes of Proper Ebonics come out every week. You can check them out there, as well as the audio-only versions of both of those, wherever you get your audio podcast. You get live kitty cat butts on GDP if you watch it on YouTube and or Facebook Live uh, or Instagram Live. I don't know. She's on the rampage. Oh my god. Did Chloe get her little voice back? Kinda. I mean, she's like, come on, damn it. It's kind of it's almost like she's not faking it, but like it's also like she is having like issues with like when she was perfectly fine at the vet. Jesus, she was perfectly fine at the vet, and they said actually she was perfectly healthy. She was, you know, like no weight issue, surprisingly, and all that shit. And god damn it, Chloe, she but they did say that, you know, she's like coughing up, essentially she's not throwing up, she's like coughing up like mucus, like she's got like a throat thing because her throat, god damn it, her throat is sore from screaming at young Lord Stanley has upset her so much, and really just consistency. I think the more time one of us is not in the house to like just break it up real quick, they just kind of go at it. So they hold on, what's going on here? Let's see if oh yeah, Ron said it allegedly. Okay, good. Sorry, Ron wanted to cover his ass. See, she does that too. I want to talk about it. I did an episode of the Real Chills podcast, which if you don't know about it, it's hosted by Meg and Alyssa, Meg Getz and Alyssa. I don't know the exact way to pronounce her last name, so I don't want to with it. But it's a great podcast. It is an audio only podcast that is like basically comics and performers and other people come on and just tell like their experience with the paranormal, whether it be the story they heard that they believe, evidence that they've gotten, or whatever it may be. And usually they only tell one story, but somehow I convinced them to let me tell two experiences that I had. And one of them is from a past episode of the Buddha Boys, where we did an investigation, allegedly, I have to say it too, in Gettysburg, and where we caught something in our hotel room, actually, that we were staying in. So we had, God damn it, Chloe. Hold on. God damn it. All right. I had to take the mouse off the table because she keeps clicking it. And if she just ends the stream, that's gonna be a bummer for everybody, I feel like. Also, I'm gonna be angrier than I am. Uh but the whole time I did the podcast, she laid like directly in front of me. Yeah, just like that. Just do that. That's fine. I don't mind that. You can be here. You're more than welcome, Chloe. But God damn it, please don't. You can even be on the podcast. I'll queue up a mic for you. She wanted to pound off. She has a lot of feelings about Stanley. Apparently ghosts, but can't do the drink drops right now because I don't have access to the mouse. I don't have a workspace anymore. She did uncover part of my notes though. Now I can get back to my notes a little bit. That's good. So I can get to the plugs that I was in the middle of. God damn it, Chloe. She has been interrupting more individual podcasts. She interrupts new episodes every Sunday that we stream of What About with Andy and Pat. She interrupts them, obviously, starting at 7 o'clock. We go live from Andy's Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/Andy Malafarina. You can go there and pound off in his comments. Ron's there a lot of times, and that's where we kind of just get, we start talking a little bit. We catch up from our weeks and stuff like that, and then we start recording, and that's when we get into the music talk. And you can join in and talk about the music with us if you'd like, or you can catch the audio only version of those coming soon, because I think that's a great idea, because we're not playing the music anyway, so we don't have to worry about getting like kicked off of anything. So why not? Like, just fucking find a way that we can give you the audio only version of this, because people like that too. People a lot of times will put it on for a long drive. They do other things, and they wanna reference the stuff. So if it's on your phone, You just be like, oh shit, I remember Taking Back Sunday's second album. Those guys are talking about it with Jay, and they're referencing this track. Let me go listen. You know what I mean? It's just perfect. It's streamlined. I honestly feel like we should put the links to all the stuff, but that's a production note for later on. But yeah, so she's interrupted that she only interrupted the end of the Real Chills podcast that I had done, where she popped up and kind of just like walked away, but she didn't do the whole thing where she was ramming her head into the mic stand and knocking the mic away from my mouth. But obviously she needs attention, so I'm happy to give it to her. The weirdest thing though with Chloe is that if you're petting her, it's the weirdest thing. So you think like a cat usually just wants to get pet, you know, but what she directly wants is attention. She needs your attention. So like if you're just sitting here and you're like petting her and you're like looking at other stuff or you're watching TV, like I'm not even look, I did it once. I'm not even playing around with that shit. If she doesn't have your full attention, if you're not like I am actively I can talk to you guys. She thinks I'm talking to her. Maybe I am. But god damn it. But if you're not looking at her as you're petting her, like she doesn't trust that you know what you're doing, and she will that's when she turns. That's her turning moment. The little graph that we've all seen, the meme that goes out, that's cats petting zones or whatever it may be, and it's like yes, 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 oh yeah, hell yeah, no, this, fuck you, touch this, you're dead, whatever it may be. Like that's really, she loves belly rubs, she loves whatever, but if you're doing any of those things and you're like watching TV, you're fucking around. Like if I was trying to edit or do anything else and pet her, that's her breaking point. I've gotten two. See, oof, see, she wasn't sure about that. I interrupted her in the middle of the move. She's kind of like a trained orca. You know what I mean? Like we have a total understanding. I keep the fish coming, and she's totally fine. She's not going to pull me down by my ponytail ever. But allegedly. I feel like that's going to be the word of the day. uh, uh, it's just the last thing pounded in the comments, so I just keep going back to it. It's like, till it come. I mean, there was a couple deaths on his hands, on his fins, flippers, but she's she's kind of like she's still very much a wild animal. She's never going to be totally 100% okay with Stanley, but she's going to get to a point where she's I think she can coexist. Much like she did. I mean, she never was like best friends with Dobby. So we don't have to worry about that. But as long as they don't like, as long as she doesn't get so upset that she's throwing up mucus, not on the machine for sure. I thought she was about to do it. I was like, oh my God. That would have been a hell of a fucking live reaction right there. Watch as this cat pukes on this guy's streaming stuff. I feel like I can even hear the like the reverberations of her like purring on the mic because she's laying on the table. Oh boy. You can tell I can tell when she starts turning her head away, she's like, nah, I'm not into this pet right now. I read her body language. You know what I mean? I'm a good kitty parent. I try. Yeah. Right? I try. Please don't puke on any of my stuff. As soon as I mentioned the cat might puke, oh boy. See, I was looking at the screen. She pops an eye open, like, what are you doing, motherfucker? It's like she can tell. She can tell if you're not completely present, which is strange. But sometimes she's just content being next to you, and that's fine. So I'm trying to get her to at least that point, and then I can go on with what I was saying. But the Real Chills podcast, I'm trying to be the kitty whisperer, right? It's a bandana. She's got my scent. I'm the alpha here. She knows that, but really, I'm not. I'm not in charge. I just know how to. I know how to anticipate her as much as possible. This is new. Obviously, she's more bold. She knows. I told her we go live. She didn't realize. I don't think she realized how long we've been in the live format for Gross Domesticated Podcast. But I think the fact that she has a platform now, she's really abusing it. But she really doesn't have anything to say. Plus, all she's doing is croaking anyway. You want to say something? Here, Chloe. You want to say something? She put her butt right to the mic. That's her. You know, Chloe in a nutshell. She's classic off mic Clopoke. I read before that cats prefer companionship over food bowl. That's BS. Well, I mean, with her, it's 50-50. She doesn't. The reason we really wanted to get another kitty cat was because Dobby was the cuddler. You know, that was not like he was like a crime fighter or anything like that. He wasn't. That wasn't. But that was his superpower. He fucking loved cuddling. That was his favorite thing. I heard purring. Yeah. Mom's pounding off in the Facebook chat. Say hi to your grandmommy. Go on now. Say hello. Come on now. Get on there. Say hello. All right. Nope, she didn't do it. But she's definitely 50-50 because she is like she'll be fine. She'll almost like fall asleep waiting for me to. She's very dramatic. She'll fall asleep waiting for me to pay attention to her. After I've paid attention to her for like a half an hour, and then usually that'll subside, and she's just all right, fine. She can just lay here, and that's what she did for the whole time I did that Real Chills podcast, and she, but she's at like 4 o'clock. Usually we feed them around 5 o'clock or after. That's when it's kitty dinner time, and so we so around like basically it sucks too because like they get used to it. I think most of the time around 5 o'clock is when it gets dark. But when like the early savings time, daylight savings time, uh, when it gets dark at like 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, that's when they like she'll. So basically, from like 3:30 until like 4:45, she can kind of. That's when she kind of goes like, "Hey man, anytime you stand up," she's like, "Okay, yeah, good." That's what I thought. Yeah, it's dinner time. Yeah, we're on the same page. And then when I go downstairs and I'm not doing kitty dinner time, she's like, "Bro, okay, could have sworn it was kitty dinner time." And then kind of like, well, like she'll mosey off, eventually, but like 4 o'clock on, that's when she's like on you. Anytime you stand up, anytime you move. And then even when you're sitting down, she usually does this, but she's got food downstairs. She's fine. It's not anything like that. This is just all about her ego. This is what it is. She wanted to cover up all my production notes here. She wanted to obstruct my microphone. Unacceptable. Very unprofessional. I don't want to see that kind of behavior. Not out of you. It's unprofessional. But I was doing the Real Chills podcast, which is you share experiences that you've had with the paranormal. I won't give any of it away because I want you to listen. That's the thing I wanted to say. But one of the things was a trip to Gettysburg that we did, which also reminded me there's more information about that even on the Buddha Boys podcast feed. I believe it was episode 71. It was around November of 2018, I think. So that is some plugs that I wanted to get out of the way early on, but it took me fucking 20 minutes because somebody yeah, you. Sorry. Speaking of mom pounding off in the chat, she usually does try to join in on Facebook whenever she can from her phone. I'm sure at work or whether she's on break, whatever it may be. Hey, who knows? Maybe she got it. She did not get a snow day. I found out snow did not extend. It's really weird that I do like a lot of people that obviously join in on Instagram or people that I know through like comedy and stuff uh, are all northeastern people. So a lot of the people I knew, at least in the area, all had a snow day or above. Dom's sister lives in like New Hampshire and stuff like that. So anybody that we knew was all like pictures of that, and I was like, oh yeah. Also, there's still people in Florida. Like I had a whole Florida life where like if this shit was going on up here, like it doesn't matter. But we also got calls from her grandmother. My mom called complaining that I didn't let her know about my arm. But I didn't think it was going to be big news to be like, hey mom, I went to CVS and bought a sling. You know what I mean? Like there's no news. I didn't have any news. If it was call every time I got hurt in jujitsu, then it would be a lot more calls. It would be probably calls every hour, or I mean, depending on when, not every hour, obviously. Discovering what injuries, I found a bruise. Look at that. Also, I'll also anytime fucking the little jerk off, Stanley, little Lord Stanley. I Oh, now she's swiping. Now she's playing. Oh, you hear the croak? Oh man, I almost had the croak on mic. Give me the croak. Come on now. God damn it. But Clubbook is definitely 50-50. She almost fell. Clubbook is definitely 50-50 with companionship and food, because she's content just hanging out with you until it's kitty dinner time. Anything that happens to us two is news. Well, okay. Every poop, I'll just send a text with a picture. Good news, Mom. Another 10-pounder. I've already dipped into my clothes budget for the month. It was 47 degrees this morning there in Florida. It was 47 degrees in Florida. That's how I explained it on when I was doing the podcast. Like, as somebody from Florida, the best way to describe a Florida winter is like the spring and or fall in whatever in Pennsylvania, really. New England, not necessarily New England, because it gets cold. Like anywhere up north, like upstate New York, it would get like, even in July, it's still pretty cold. But it's any springtime. Springtime feels fucking cold as well. It's cold. It's what, like, it's hoodie weather, which is Florida winter essentially. Usually a hoodie and shorts. I never understood. I don't understand that. I was one of those people too. I don't even understand it. I think with me, with me, it was because I was a fatter guy. It was because pants never fit right, because I never wore them right. Turns out you're supposed to wear them in the correct spot. Oh, who knew? That's that Mandela effect, man. Everybody just not knowing how to wear their pants. It was just weird how we all wore that. But yeah, I didn't realize, by the way, I didn't realize I had to get, I was talking about how much, I can't remember if I was talking about it on the show or not, but how my gloves sucked. Oh man, they're terrible. Hoodie, shorts, and flip flop. Well, I don't know about flip flops. I wasn't necessarily like that, but I would wear like tube socks maybe. Still kept the tube socks, but I didn't realize how much I got. My gloves, all the gloves that I had were basically supposed to be, I think, inserts for better gloves. That's another thing you don't realize as somebody that's like, oh yeah, you have to have snow resistant stuff. You just can't be like, oh, this is long clothes. You have to have things that's not going to absorb the snow and then make you heavier and colder. So I got new gloves, which I counted in the budget, which I didn't think, because I'm not going to be wearing them on the show. It's specifically for shoveling. I didn't think they should have been counted against the budget, but you know what? In good faith, as the first month of my new monthly clothes budget, wardrobe budget. Sorry, I'll put it wardrobe. That sounds better than clothes. Also, easier to say, funner to say. My wardrobe budget, I got some undershirts, which were large. Huh. The bandana's squeezing more of the fat out of me. Uh, and I didn't call you to let you know that I went to the store and bought some new clothes, Mom. But I figured I'll let you know. But I am wearing that new. Oh, this is a shirt, by the way, that I hid from Dom that I didn't tell her. But I wanted to feature that on this episode of GDP, following up that one, because where I did discover that, yeah, sometimes you just slow roll it. You slow roll your reveal of the purchase that you made without okaying it with or even just saying like, hey, this is pretty funny, right? Should I get this? Not necessarily that you have to okay it, but just, but it's $11. This is an $11 shirt. This is a great fucking shirt. I buy this shirt for $11 twice. That's a $22 shirt. Got some pounding off on Instagram. Ron, Big Preem's saying, who who sips a single coffee all day? That's Patrick Benjamin. Wait, Patrick Bateman. Yeah, American Psycho stuff. Yeah. That's like to have. I mean, not even to warm it back up. Like sometimes, like I have I'll have like a traveling thing like this. Sorry if the camera's shaking. That's Chloe's fat ass jumping off the table. Um, but I'll have like one of the your travel mugs like this, and I'll freshen up a cup throughout the day because it's the same brew, usually stuff like that. I'll freshen up a cup, but to have like one cup of coffee, like I'll take a cup of coffee, I'll take a sip, right, like this. I can bring the mouse back up actually. Ironic that I had to take the mouse down because the cat was on the table. There we go. All right, but yeah, so every once in a while, I'll take a drink.
Take it easy.
It's like she was sleeping on the computer too. What the fuck's going on here, guys? All my workers are failing me, guys. Come on. Let me try that one more time. Drink drop coming in now.
Take it easy. And stay off my side.
Perfectly implemented. There we go. That wasn't a production error. That was a hardware issue. Okay. No offense. I didn't mean to call my employee hardware. Sorry, computer. Sorry for the delay. Been thinking about it ever since you mentioned it. Right? Isn't that makes you something? Okay, so I'm somebody who can like respect the artistry that Dave Grohl brings. I do appreciate his personality too. Like I'm not a person a person. I'm not the person that hates his personality, but but somebody that I found, like if I found out that Dave Grohl just drank the same cup of coffee all day like that, like oh yeah, it gets cold, I don't care, whatever. Like what? And like it's not about like, so it's really just most people I think would go into the lane like not like me or Ron, but most people would go into the lane of saying like that, yeah, he's just comfortable in who he is. He's like a guy who's like, who gives a shit? Yeah. I like how I like sipping warm coffee all day. He likes sipping. He doesn't prefer in the temperature. He does also like to sip on the same cup of coffee all day, every day, no matter
And what about my cataracts?
no matter if he has cataracts or not. I didn't time that one great. That one was my issue. That was me. But me and Ron are gonna go, dude, what are you doing? Same cup of coffee all the time? And like, what if it's like sits overnight? That is why I have, it's something I turn around on from when I was a younger age. Not that I always like was like water, but I never like went to water first. I'm okay if you have like a filtered water supply or like one of those Zephyr Hills things in your house or something like that, or like a Brita. I'm cool with a Brita, anything like that. Room temp, any kind of water, I'm fucking cool with. I don't even want ice. I don't give a shit. If you have cold water sitting in your fridge, like we keep a pitcher usually, like a nice glass pitcher in there. This is my go-to. But if this sits all day, this just becomes other water. It's not ever bad. Coffee, you need a temp. It needs to be iced or it needs to be hot. Like that's it. If it is, it's the weirdest fucking thing. It doesn't get room temp. Room temp coffee sucks. Nobody orders room temp coffee. Nobody orders room temp coffee. Somebody says iced coffee or hot coffee. I mean, they don't do it like that. I don't think they go like that. But probably. I throw enough ice in my my first cup that it makes it lukewarm. Then I chug it. Second cup is warmer and drink at half chug speed. Damn. And then the day starts. Jesus, Ron. I came in hot by saying like I thought I was a caffeine king, but Big Preem coming in with caffeine king. And I like it cream and sugar. Yeah, see, I'm a black coffee guy. I like nothing in it. I like to say nothing in it. I don't know why saying black coffee just makes me feel like I don't know if that's Is that okay? Can you say that? I mean, not like not can you say it? Like I don't mean like that. Like it's not a. But it just also it just makes me feel like yeah, give it to me black. Just like how every once in a while when somebody orders, you hear like they order give me a hot tall blonde, you know. But also I kind of go like, I kind of laugh. I laugh still. I don't but I don't put anything in. I don't have the flavor or anything like that. So, but ice like the chug. I see. I have a coffee routine as well. I usually try to do if it's cold out. I usually try to do a hot cup of coffee, and then if I'm running errands, if I'm going out and about, then it's a hot coffee, then a cold coffee, and then if depending on how early I started my day or how long my day is, another cold coffee at some sort, or maybe a hot coffee that I half sip. You know, like just a little bit more coffee in my system. But oh, he says big premium. Hold on, big premium's pounding off, guys. Hold on. I always thought people who ordered black were color than us. Wait, hold on. What? Then it being cream and sugar people. So serious. I thought so. Wait, big Ron Barendro, big premium Ron's pounding off in the Instagram comments. Make sure that you join in live at Baby Mermaid Production. I didn't know which one I was looking at. Sorry, uh, they're so similar, but I want to make sure. Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram, and you can also pound off live. But he says, I always thought people who ordered it black color were cooler than us cream and sugar people. So serious. Wow. I it's not I just I don't try. It's subjective. So like if you say a lot of times at like a coffee place, well people will say like people may say so like I've had much experience at as a barista, and when you get like somebody that says like light and sweet, it's like can you just say like what you want? Say how many of a thing, because it's light and sweet. Like for me, if I put coconut milk in it, that's light and sweet for me. Like, but it's for some other people that's not like I have like a weird sensitivity to like sugary drinks. I don't love sugary drink. Every once in a while, I don't mind a chemically taste. Like I like a diet soda every once in a while. Hey, I'll party. But even like that's why I like the seltzer thing, like because I don't want to like I don't want like a Hawaiian punch all the time or something like that. I don't like that sugar like residue on my fucking tongue. So it's like the same thing with like coffee. I don't if I whether it be the milk or the actual like sugar or the sweetener, it's just that fucking gives me a weird taste. I'm not loving it. You know what I mean? I used to get like a mocha latte because like that kind of eased me into the coffee flavor, but then I still had such an adverse like I didn't like the fucking because I would use usually coconut milk because I don't even like regular milk. So it's like it's a normal thing where like it's just this is just easier. And it really if you drink good enough coffee, like I actually kind of prefer like if it's a brewed coffee like this, like a hot brewed coffee, I'd rather it be made by me or like I don't like any of the fucking what's the Keurig or any of those pod things or anything like that. Those are always they taste like garbage. Any instant coffee like that tastes like shit. So like if it's a brewed coffee like that, but if it's like an iced coffee that you can dilute with like water and ice, like water and ice essentially, is like if it doesn't taste right, just wait a little bit, wait for some of the ice to melt, and it's fucking. But nothing in it is just so much easier to like. It's like I don't you just can't fuck it up. Like boom, just don't put this and then this. Like literally, like all you want in it is water and ice, or just like coffee, ice, lid. There you go. Then it's done. That's okay. Because also I know that usually those things are thrown away after a certain time. So it's not even like it's going to sit overnight or some shit. So it's like perfect. It's at least somewhat fresh. Hot coffee, same kind of thing. But I don't know. People don't think about like grounds and shit. Like it's gross. So I don't know. I try to keep it not only hot and fresh, but just nice and coal black, baby. That's what for Black History Month. You know what I mean? Not just for Black History Month, but I've also made some adaptations, some not even amendments. What's the word I'm trying to say? For in honor of Black History Month, instead of having a word of the day, I have chosen some words to celebrate Black History Month, and it's from a different website. It's still going to be in the word of the day segment, but these, instead of it being word of the day, and since I got two today because it's going to be words, because I didn't do one Monday, I keep forgetting. Somebody will come in, like John joins or Lemaire joins or Andy joins or something like that. I get excited and I forget. So I don't want to forget, because I've wanted to make sure I figured out a way that I can help, hopefully, maybe educate myself. But this is, instead of word of the day, this is words to celebrate Black history. All right. So I was trying to figure out like ways on Monday's show. It was the first day of Black History Month, and I thought it was super offensive that it was also super duper white out with snow, which is very insensitive on the first day of Black History Month for it to be so white out. I wanted to, I kind of thought on the spot, because knowing that Kirk, a fellow podcaster and friend, Kirk Griffiths, was somebody who is taking a break from social media for a month. He happened to just choose February, and I thought, in honor of the first day, we should have everybody that was listening and pounding off, anybody at all that saw that podcast should just send him a DM and just say like, "Hey, man, happy Black History Month, and also I love you, buddy." Just send something along those lines. You don't have to say exactly those. I'm not trying to give you a script. I just want you to send good vibes to Kirk. So instead of just having people DM a bunch of my friends, I figure I could change, because it's all about educating, right? I could change the word of the day and figure out. So it's from Dictionary of American Regional English. So it's dare.wisc.edu. And these are words to celebrate Black History Month. I wanted to go here. So it's University of Wisconsin-Madison. I just Googled. I wanted to actually, essentially, I think that was a Google search I put in. So this is pretty awesome. Was essentially words to celebrate Black History Month. And so I wanted to, I think I'm going to Google. I don't have the official pronunciation, so I may have to, you may have to pound off afterwards in the comments or reviews. But the two words that are the two, I guess, terms I chose, but this is the word of the day. I will do one in honor of Monday, because I did not do it. It is mother wit. Mother wit. That's MOTHER space WIT. Mother wit. It is natural intelligence or common sense. Mother wit. So if you got your mother wit, you have common sense. You have mother wit, common sense. So I'm going to actually look that up, and I will see if there is anything more I should know about mother wit. All right. So it's natural ability to cope with everyday matters, common sense. With mother wit, you'll sidestep these hazards. That's an example of it. This is great. Just regular dictionary.com, I guess. This is actually way better than Word Genius. What does it mean to say to wit? Nothing else. Mother wit, definition of mother wit is Merriam-Webster. Natural wit or intelligence, examples of mother wit in a sentence. Recent examples on the web, but they're in ingenuity, mother wit, and good common sense made them masters in their profession without the aid of measuring spoons and cups, modern equipment, or science. That is from Hannah Gorgas, but from Bon Appetit, How Frida Denight's Cookbook, a date with a dish inspired generations of black cooks. Wow. Mother wit. So it's common sense. I could use that. I like that. What do you guys think? Mother wit. All right. So the other one I thought was cool that jumped out to me, no pun intended, was jump salty. And that's to get angry. I wonder why that one popped out. All right. So I'm going to look that one up actually real quick. Might as well just do it here. Jump salty to get angry. Jump salty meaning. There we go. The most current use of the word in the slang form came from the phrase to jump salty, which is a sudden change of mood or outlook, or to become annoyed or angry with someone after some time. The jump in front of salty was eventually dropped. Oh, okay. So jump salty is just salty. So why y'all salty means why y'all jump salty. Hmm. Phrase finder. I like this. Or this is phrase.org.uk. The phrase finder. Oh, this looks like I'm going to actually have to fucking pay for this. No thanks. All right. So that's pretty cool. Jump salty to jump salty, which means the sudden change. So instead of like to break bad, to jump salty. To break bad, to get mad, to jump salty, man. I like that one. Obviously. So that the page that I was on that I was using for that had at least, I think it was like 20 different terms. I think it was over at least quite a bit. So I'm excited to learn more about that. I'll probably even do some homework too, guys. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do some homework, and I'm going to figure out how to work jump salty in a lot, because I like that. I like the fact that at least I know like the origin of it. I'm gonna look more into jump salty and mother wit, actually, because like I would like to give credit to at least who came, where did that originate from. But if that's the terminology, hey, I'm with it. I'm cool. I got a closed budget. I got, I did see, I saw, this is how bad it's getting too. I went to when I went to the store to look for the stuff, I definitely, I did not have, I was trying to figure out last when I was looking, actually. So before I had to buy, when I had to buy the sling, and I went to CVS, shout out to mom, I went to CVS, and I was looking at, before that I went, you always go to the Dollar General first. If it's anything like that, oh, you need an ace bandage, oh, you need a whatever, just something that you're like, I don't know, I don't need like a professional, I don't need this. This is like this probably could help. So like if I could even find something there that I could fashion into a sling, that would be cool. But I went to the Dollar General before going to CVS and was looking at, and this was before I even had my clothes budget, but I did think about this when we were discussing it on the last episode, that they had packs of bandanas, like it looked like an 8-pack or something like that, which is outrageous for $1. I mean, you're thinking Dollar General, so they're obviously not great quality. But I was actually thinking, like, man, I could get so many fucking bandanas. There's only so many combinations though. There's gonna be a lot of doubles. But joking about having a bandana and then also like a other wardrobe budget was made me think like, oh yeah, that was cool. But I found this fucking cool fucking hat that was like so the best way to describe it was like a plush fabric, but it was like a regular build hat, like just a regular baseball hat. Like it was a fitted hat too. It was a Columbia. Shout out to Columbia. I would love a fucking Columbia sponsorship. I would love to get GDP merch. Like everybody gets staff jackets or shirts or something like that with their name on them. Anybody that pounds off live on Instagram should absolutely get an embroidered Columbia, one of those either poofy jackets or a nice shirt, like a nice button-up shirt like this. Any ass pros or art dicks? Anything? Anybody pounding off? What size t-shirt am I? I think I'm an XL, but I'm kind of a large too. But XL, just to be sure. Definitely an XL. But when I was shopping, I was figuring out there was a so that hat the hat I found. So this was after my initial trip, and I had gotten down. So basically, my budget had gotten down to like $34 out of 75, and that's just undershirts. Like it's crazy how much this shit adds up when you're keeping track. Whoa. But that and a nice pair of gloves. I tried not to skimp, but I still they were 20 something bucks for like from like 50. Like the discount was outrageous, but I was starting to think like, man, I can get more bang for my buck if I go to the dollar store. Then I was like, wait a minute, those are dollar store headbands. Pat, what are you doing? Treat yourself a little bit. The reason you have a budget is so you can get better stuff, but like you're gonna shop better. That's all about saving money, protect, like actually realizing the budget, keeping track of this shit. But when I found that hat, I was like, how can I figure out how to buy this? Because it was $40, but it was right next to a sign that said 30% off. Pulled out my phone, sad, I know, had to do the math, figured out how much that would be, and I go, oh, it's close. But what if maybe if I move some funds around? What am I doing? What are you doing, Pat? I committed to it though. I took it up to the register. She said $40, and I said, "Oh, wait, what?" I said, "That's not on. That wasn't on sale." And she's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Then never mind." And I took it back. Fate intervened, is what I'm saying. I was already going to on the second day of my newly formed clothing budget. I was already going to hide funds and hide T-shirts essentially. Again, and you don't do that to the people you love, right? You don't hide things from them. But I almost did because it was a really nice hat. But that's where I got to, where I was like, I'm either deciding like just, and like I said, that was a show of good faith that I almost immediately regretted when I saw that hat. I was like, instead of counting these fucking gloves that I could just been like, that's not part of my wardrobe. What are you talking about? That's not everyday stuff. That's a necessity. That's like a tool. No, doesn't work that way. The good faith has to stay the whole time. You have to keep that good faith the whole time and deal with it. You can't buy the hat. But it did help the fact that it was not 30% off, because that's not 30% off is not justifiable. On a $40 hat, that's a fucking cool hat. Once that budget re-ups, if I go back there, that hat's available. That might be a downright purchase right there. And also maybe it'll be 30% off by then, huh? That's what it's like to be an adult, guys. Okay? This is what it's like. So I had a weird not like a I'm not even gonna say crisis necessarily, but I had a thought. Isn't that funny how I get those two mixed up? I had a crisis. No, wait, no. I was just thinking about something. I was thinking about, like, I essentially had like a 10-year plan essentially at when I started doing like stand up or stuff like that. I was trying to think, I want to try to accomplish, like, actually be where I am either doing this professionally, where it's like making a living, or whatever it may be, within like a 10-year period. And I wondered, and and like I try to reassess, not necessarily every new year, but like just every once in a while, you just kind of look. I've been trying to keep an eye on the stats and stuff like that, so I can start figuring out, like I said, like sponsorship and everything. Uh, I wanted to, so I want to have that consistency, but I also want to have, I kind of want to have like, I just make sure that I'm not like spinning my, spinning your wheels or whatever. Like, I don't want to make sure that it's just not for nothing. So I want to make sure that whenever I can assess where I am at with my 10-year plan. Uh, and I wonder how 2020 affects, how does that affect everybody? If anybody, I don't know anybody else that's here live uh, has like a current 10-year plan, or any kind of goal oriented time frames, that how would a COVID have affected? Because there's some people that and I go, this is the thing, I go both ways with it. I there's some days where I'm like, hey, look, you got to adapt, you got to figure out, like, this is not just going to be a short time thing, you're going to have to figure out how to survive. Or But I'm not normally the kind of person that's like, adapt, accept your fucking consequences, do this, whatever. Like, also, wait for a little bit. There's an element of that. There's like, wait it out. Let's figure out what's gonna happen. There's that's what I've kind of been with the with like stand up and stuff, is like, don't risk it if you don't have to. Obviously, John didn't. Oh, look at that! Speaking of fucking devil, I look. He is here immediately to tell me, I'm sure, to keep his name out of it. The first time I mentioned him on the fucking show, I was just gonna say, also, I wonder where he is. But John Montag, it was worth it to him to go out to do comedy, so he did that. It was yeah, me too, actually. Noticed that I didn't post about the show until like 10:30, and I was just like, oh yeah, you gotta do like show prep, idiot. So luckily I'm a professional, so we are all here, we're all ass pros and art dicks here at GDP Live. But I just it like, there's different ways, but I don't know how I don't know how there's your 10-year plan would be affected by the COVID year. Like, do you give yourself kind of a mulligan? Do you, because like like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by John making a huge loud entrance. But if you want to do this thing where, like, I feel like I've adapted pretty well. Like, I got into a great routine with GDP. I finally found like a structure for the show that I not that I didn't like this before, but I feel like the show kind of had outgrown what it was, and I hadn't really put a lot of thought into what it could be. And this is exactly what I wanted it to be. So like, I did excel at a thing, but it wasn't part of the 10-year plan. So I kind of feel like I put that on hold. So that kind of becomes an 11-year plan now. Or is it still a 10-year plan with like a lockout year? Like, there's like a year where technically none of us were really playing, normal. John's pounding off. He says, "Yeah, chill. The wife is listening. I told her I got COVID while saving the baby from a well." Oh, sorry about that. My bad. Ron's also said, "Yeah, the boys are back in town. Hell yeah." Ron, Big Preem's pounding off in the comments. He says, "No mulligans, only results. Find a way through, around or over. No exceptions. Even pandemics." Okay, even in pandemics. And even if it's the same cup of coffee. Quote, Ron Barindro. No, I want it to be, I want to, I'm definitely of that mindset of like, still keep it on the 10-year. You're still pretty good. Like, I came out of 2020 like feeling okay. Like, I again, like, I don't I don't mean it to sound uh shitty or privileged or anything like that or whatever the fuck it is, but like, but that's how we set up our life. We're trying to repair stuff. We're trying to figure shit out. We're trying to learn and grow and be better people and shit like that. And that's what this is all about. Like 2020 didn't necessarily, it just gave us more time to focus on it. So obviously it's not like we didn't run into the same I think crisis a lot of people did. Like there's still a lot of shared experience, even though it's not the exact same shared experience. It's not the exact same thing for everybody, for sure. But everybody did. There's still a lot of things that people shared. It just means you'll have to think laterally on your 11th year. It's an opportunity for creativity. Yeah, absolutely. That's what Ron's pounding off about. John's also saying if you're looking for mulligans, tune into Hacks Comedy Golf, where mulligans are what we do. No tips, only clips. Is that good? That was pretty good, right? Hacks is great. If John, honestly, John, and I want to recommend this too. I don't know the correlations. Dom and I were talking about this because there was talk of double masks, and I go like, come on, we got to stop. And I think that's what everybody's saying. I think, but the double mask thing is, I don't like, at this point, like, can we just fucking fix COVID? Or, but also we're trying to think about like, about if we, because we're concerned with like if family members get it, if whatever, and we're discussing the different possibilities and what, like, when are you supposed to go to the hospital? When are you supposed to do this? When are you supposed to, like, and then there's also the after effects of like what it does to your fucking lungs, what it does to all, like, people have like blood clots or like having fucking strokes and shit, like, so like, John, just make sure you at least go to the doctor as much as you can after the fact. I'm not that worried about John being a disgusting COVID-ridden piece of shit anymore. Like, I'm sure he's been in quarantine, which means, by the way, that room is just ridden with COVID. It's just covered in COVID, as far as I'm concerned. Why stop there? I'm going quad mask. Yeah, why not quad mask? Quad mask. Quad mask. Dog leg, huh? But we're I just want him to make it to 4th of July weekend so he can witness Lemaire and I square off sumo to sumo in his backyard as his wife watches in horror and gasps because she was not warned about this at all beforehand. I want that reaction. So I want to make sure, and he runs a lot, I don't know what he's running from, but man. Wait, you're out of quarantine now, right? He only had 2 days, or is today the last day? The last quarantine. I like it. But you missed. I don't know if you were here for the story. I immediately on my first day of my budget tried to figure out a way to steal, or to not steal, hide a purchase of a $40 hat that I thought was on 30% off. But I was like, this can't come out of the budget. Come on. This is too perfect. This hat's perfect. It was a perfect hat, but it was not 30% off, so I put it back. I'll fill you in later on. I'm sure I'll tell you. Yep, I'm I'm out, baby. Yeah, he's free. All right, good. John's free. He's quad masking it. He's saving babies from wells. That's where he got COVID. That'd be awesome if you did get COVID that way. So I don't know. So okay, so it's established. At least I'll go with the one and only vote. You need crypto, dark market hat buying. Yeah, okay, I like that. Not only is that hard to say, but I like that idea, Ron. Dark market hat buying. Like, I don't need a hat that comes with like black tar heroin or anything.
I don't need that. I don't want it either. So if you want to teach me about that, actually, I think I figured out a boost. That was another thing was, it was like, oh, maybe if I buy it with the Baby Mermaid account and she doesn't see that, and then I could put this money back when I get it from, if I do a side job or if I get some, you know what I'm saying, a side job, or if I get like tips for something, you know, I'm like, if I use this account, I was going to use company funds, but it was going to be featured definitely on the show. I was going to wear this hat all the time, but it was meant to be a warm hat. So unless I open the windows and all the doors and everything, then I would definitely not need the hat indoors. So was not a righteous purchase. Was not able to make it. And you know what? Kept me honest. But also kept me honest because I took it to the register and it was not 30% off. It was 30% off. I would have bought it with that card, my company card that had a boost on it that with every purchase you get, I believe it was a certain amount in Bitcoin. So, guys, that's just investing in myself, right? I have a problem, turns out. But it's okay. It's not as impulsive if you are able to stop in the moment and to say, hey, you don't need to buy this. This is not a need. It's definitely a want. That's why I just thought right now I should have an Amazon wish list. I'm going to be like a cam girl. I'm going to have a fucking Amazon wish list with all, like, I'm going to put a bunch of sex toys. I'm definitely going to have sex toys on there. When I say like a cam girl, I mean, literally, I'm going to put a bunch of sex toys on there. And then also, I'm going to put any article of clothing. I'm like, hey, you want to see me unbox this or watch this on? Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Amazon. I'm making that note right now. I almost put it next to my 10-year plan. Amazon wish list. Amazon. Amazon. That guy. The Jeff Bezos. That guy just retired, didn't he? What the fuck is he doing? Hold on. I did not even mean for that to happen. Hold on, guys. I got a missed call. Oh, it's from a number that I don't have saved at all. Okay, cool. I am going to hold on. Amazon. I'm just going to look up Amazon news. How about that? Amazon, boom, news. Jeff Bezos will hand CEO role over to Andy Jassy. Amazon reports record profit. Oh, geez. That's going to suck. Yeah, that's right. Old headline Pat's here. Actually, Pat's about to take a pee break. So in honor of me doing the Real Chills podcast, we talked about cryptids a little bit. I'm going to play this classic song from a Buddha Boys past. This is called Moth What Now? This is a song referring to local open micer Chris Russo, as well as the Mothman, which is the cryptid from Virginia. So I think it's just Virginia. Maybe West Virginia, I think it's West Virginia. I'll find out after I piss. So I'm going to go piss. I'll be right back. Buy some Bezos stocks, bruh.
It's like there's a Mothman statue in Virginia.
Maybe he's real.
But it was erected after the stories of Mothman. Yeah. Mothman.
Where is it?
There's a Mothman. Mothman.
Where is it? Face what now? What about my face? What's his name?
Mothman.
Where is it?
There's a Mothman. Mothman.
Where is it? Face what now? What about my face? What's his name?
Mothman.
Where is it?
There's a Mothman.
Where is it? Face what now? What about my face?
Mothman. There's a Mothman. Mothman.
Face now? What about my face? What's his name? Where is it?
Boom. That was perfectly timed piss. I even strolled up to the computer. I feel really proud about that. That was a doozy. Oh man, it was that was a lot. That was like a fucking orchid. I should have recorded it, but it was a lot like this. But like for pretty much the entire time. Don't you love those? Don't you love those pisses? Like I don't know if ladies have the same piss energy that dudes do. Like I've seen the look on my wife's face every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But every once in a while when she sits on the toilet, I did a quick wink right there. For those just listening. But one of those situations where you like as soon as you can release it, you're just like just that like relief, but your eyes are almost gonna bulge out of your fucking head because you're just like, this feels so fucking good. I've seen that look a lot of times because she's had to piss a lot of times. But that's like, it was like one of those like, yes, made it. Didn't piss myself. How strong was the stream? I'll play it for you, actually. It was a lot like this, Avery. I don't know if you're here for that part. It was like that. It was, but like not as wavery because I wasn't trying to record it at the same time. It's not the Chicago Mothman, you idiot. Bezos wants to focus on his passion project. Good. Cam girl Pat. Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm just catching up on some pounding that was happening probably right before, just pre-piss, and maybe a little bit current piss at the time when I was playing that Mothman song. Written and directed by yours truly, yours only. Yeah, yours only, honestly. You motherfuckers.
You dumb motherfuckers!
Ron, why did I just quick question? Why Ron, but Premium Ron asked me earlier. I just thought of this. I don't know why. It's much like the coffee thing with you, I feel like. That just hit me. Why are you asking me which size shirt I wear? What's going on? Do you think you had a strong enough stream to make it 4 feet away? I don't know, actually. I've never measured my piss. I remember one time a buddy measured my piss. I've never, the stream, the volume, any of it. I've never pissed that. Never been like, oh, son of a bitch. Never. But a friend of mine once gloated to me that he had ejaculated so hard that it like went like it was the was it pull and pray method, I believe is what he referred to it as. He did that, and when it came out, it like hit the headboard, like it went past her. And I was like, and that is impressive for sure, but also like I've never tried that. Not the pull and pray method necessarily, but the like never like I'm like, oh, and then got a ruler out and was like, okay. Usually, I've measured this, sure. Ron's pounding off here. He says, I'm buying blanks to make to play around with a screen print. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, pal. Let me know if you need some cash. I'll that is a wise purchase. See, that won't come out of the fund. That is something I could use the company card on. I would gladly help purchase some blanks with you, Ron, to help fund any merch or possible merch in the future from your screen printer or any other screen printer. Actually, no, not any other. I want your screen printer, buddy. Your Art Pro, your Art Pro and Astick as well. What is he, Art Pro? You're definitely Ast Pro and Art Dick. That's what it was. Ast Pro and Art Dick of the show, just like John. Avery's pounding off. He says, I feel like you would prefer to pull and gay method. That's really good, Avery. I think I would. Yes, I would pull my dick and I'd say, I'm gay. I think that's what I would do. A cum bag is the lowest form of bragging. A cum brag. Is it really? I don't know. Although cum brag is pretty cool. Did you know that literally
the term scumbag is in reference to a used condom. So like something that is totally allowed on television. I remember hearing this. I can't remember who I heard I want to say it was George Carlin. I feel like that originally explained what the definition of scumbag meant. And it was like literally a used condom, like a spent rubber. I think what he called it was a spent rubber or something like that. It was pretty cool. I can't remember the term he used, but it like that to me. And when I heard, now every time I hear somebody say like, "Oh yeah, you scumbag," we took care of those scumbags. Like that was the acceptable term on like TV or on the cop shows or anything. Like, but if you said used, even if you said he's a used condom, you'd be like, Jesus, like I don't know if we can use this. Like we're gonna check with the lawyers real quick, but I don't know if you can call him. I don't even know if you can call him a used condom. Well, why don't we call him scumbag? Oh, perfect. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's my cupcake. It's the cupcake effect. Ron Barindo's also pounding off. He says, I'm just a imaginary dude that likes to make stuff. And you know what? So am I. And honestly, a lot of us are, except for Avery. He doesn't really make a lot of stuff. He's just kind of there, you know? But he's a good guy. You like him. I mean, you tolerate him. Loaded rubber, right? That's a good term. He helps. See? He appreciates it. He's somebody that knows he has value. He can golf, kinda. Watch Hacks. He did an episode of Hacks with John. Oh, hold on a second. Oh man, that's close. I've had some close ones today. Very close farts. Very close. Pat, you got a real cholo look today, and I dig it. It was not intentional. I did not wear I had to do some side hustle before the you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I mean? I had to do a side hustle for a buddy of mine. I was helping him out with his business, and I had to make sure I got up real early and got that done. Took Dom to work, went and did that pickup for him, and then hold on. I can't golf at all. I can run over the camera though. You didn't run it over. That was a great clip though. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back out. I can't wait to do our best of episode. Like there's a lot. I think because of that fucking groundhog, now we have to wait another fucking 6 weeks or months or whatever the fuck it is until it's not going to be winter anymore. So, but once that happens, man, once we can get back out on the fucking links, I can't wait to have our best of episode, to get season 2 started of fucking Hacks, and like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I got a lot of big ideas planned, and we got some big guests lined up. I can't fucking wait. But I think Avery absolutely should be on the best of episode. That was a classic clip. Check out Avery's episode of Hacks. Who was he on with? Was it Tyler Wolf? Was it Avery and Tyler Wolf? I can probably look it up, can't I? I'm asking you. I'm just as part of the show as fucking John. You know what I mean? Except for I don't host. John is a fucking incredible host. I can't believe how good. John doesn't do a podcast, but he's oftentimes a guest on like Falls Count Anywhere. He is a guest oftentimes on here. Oh yeah, was it Tyler Wolf? Yeah, I was just going to the playlist. Look at all this content. Oh my god. Oh yeah. So there's 7 videos, but there's 6 episodes. Yeah, there's the first one, the pilot episode with me and John. That's a lot of fun. That's the one where that's when we really got an idea for the show. Episode 2 with Al Davis, and that's Cody, right? Cody, right? Yeah. Avery Quinn, that's episode 3. Okay, so that's the one. Then we did an untucked episode with Manny and Youngblood. That was a lot of fun too. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I think I forgot how much fun that was. We were talking about doing, you said batting cages too, right? Where are we going to do batting cages? Oh, I'm excited for season 2. Maybe we could do the best of episode there. I would like to do some kind of like triathlon. Obviously, I'm somebody that's a competitive dude. I like to compete with my pals, whether it be I love playing cornhole, of bowling, any upper body white guy sports, any what did I put it? Any upper body, non-physical like recreational sports. Darts. I don't know. I'm not even that good. John and I fucking actually I haven't done any chess playing in a long time. I really do. I for some reason it just kind of stopped. I figured out that it was I thought it was I thought it was I didn't know if it was an advantage or not, but I guess whoever you challenge, like it's like an honor to like say like you be the white pieces, which by the way I don't agree with. It's not very that's not very appropriate, guys. I think it's more hey, it's just as cool to be the black pieces, guys. Genuine Pat here. I wanted the silence for that one. See, my fucking coffee's getting cold. See this, Ron? Look, see, that's what I do here. No fucking Henry Rollins here. That fucking psycho and his cold ass coffee. Booyah. Have a nice fresh cup of Joe. That's right. Like a stripper. Like a cholo stripper. Perfect. I forgot the plan I made. Or the point I made. Point is, I'm making an Amazon wish list so I can get more cholo gear so I can impress John. Because I like John and I want him happy. It's important to me. I didn't actually read anything about it, but apparently Marilyn Manson is a bad guy. I was like, I don't know if we talked about it at all on Monday, but like I kept the problem I had with it with it was not necessarily like it was there's definitely my first reaction to it is kind of like I don't know, like my first honest reaction when I heard like, oh man, did you hear like Marilyn Manson? There's all these horrible accusations and shit like that. Keep my name in your mouth. Take it easy now. Gross. Marilyn Manson was like they were saying like there's like horrible accusations about him from like past girlfriends or something like that. And it's like, yeah, I can imagine that. I totally, but it was the lack of people being specific about what he was being accused of that made me keep going like, all right, I need to actually look into this. So I actually I just Googled it. Just Googled it. I looked it up and I was like, so it's Evan Rachel Wood, who I guess was the star from Westworld, which I didn't know that they dated, which was cool. Learned that. So also Jenna Jameson jumped on it and was like, oh yeah, I was like, I didn't know they dated. Who the fuck? Or Marilyn Manson basically get called out for being Marilyn Manson. Yeah, like being. The thing was, okay, so this was the headline that grabbed me was Marilyn Manson bragged about abusing Evan Rachel Wood. No one listened. And then also denies. But then another one, Marilyn Manson denies Evan Rachel Wood's abuse allegations. Like, this is the problem with, like, I feel like it's not just here is what happened with the Marilyn Manson thing. It's like, you know, this one's saying like he's saying he didn't do it. He's saying he did do it. He's saying like admitted rape, threats, murder plot in autobiography. That's the one that really surprised me. Page 6 was Marilyn Manson admitted rape threats, murder plot in autobiography. So like I think that's what it is. It's removed from American Gods, Creep Show. Following after responds to Evan Rachel Woods. So it's basically rape. So I guess hold on, look up allegations. doesn't even come up in autocorrect or auto finish or whatever. See, and it's just, yeah, I can't just look. I just want to look up what it is. Disgusted by Marilyn. Yeah, see. So he dated a bunch of people. I think basically what it is, and okay, so I wanted to clarify why. Hold on. The man used to suck his bass player's dick on stage while covered in blood. Shouldn't come as a surprise. The dude is into weird shit. Marilyn Manson is going Marilyn. Marilyn Manson is going Marilyn Manson. Yeah, exactly. We got some pounding off in the comments. Rape thoughts, murder plot just sounds like a lyrics to a Manson song. Right. It's these are names of his albums, of his music videos. How do these celebrity women date him like they hold on. Avery's pounding off in the comments. He says, how do these celebrity women date him like do they really dig colored contacts and arrow arrow see, I don't even know why you took the time to type that. There's no way I can read that. Eurythmic covers. His house on MTV Cribs was a dungeon. Yeah, well, okay, so that's my point. Was the thing that I feel like the correlation I brought up was to the Army Hammer allegations. The Army Hammer thing was him saying, like him, it was like a text conversation with him and a like somebody else who, by the way, it was only his side of the conversation released, and it was a lot of things of like murder fantasies or like cannibal, like I want to eat you and shit like that, like not like I want to eat your butt, but like I want to like take out a knife and fork and like eat your flesh, like weird murder fantasy shit. And apparently even with Marilyn Manson there's like grooming stuff. So I like him dating a girl, an 18-year-old girl, and like conditioning her for abuse. So like if there's very specific allegations like that, there I don't want to do the same questions of like, oh, you know, why take this why do this, or I don't know, or hey, it's Marilyn Manson. The reason it wasn't a shocker to me was because I remember hearing a lot from Doug Stanhope that he was partying with Marilyn Manson a lot and was doing a lot of coke and drinking and fuck like that, allegedly, but was very non-specific even after the fact of admitting drinking and doing coke and shit like that. Doug Stanhope was. He said he didn't necessarily say who else was, but he was even at that point. So also Doug Stanhope seems to be almost like the angel of death for. He became friends with Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp got like really much involved with Amber Heard, and ended up fucking like I don't want to say ruining his life, but like didn't she end up taking a shit on his bed or something? That's at least ruining your day. Even if you're rich, it doesn't matter. Nobody wants to find shit in their bed. Nobody, whether you shit it or not, doesn't matter. I feel like it's not that it's equal, but it's pretty much nobody wants any kind of shit in their bed. But Marilyn Manson, it seemed like he was in a really fucked up. He was definitely fucked up in the sense that, like on drugs and alcohol and fame, I guess, maybe riches. But that's why it's not surprising to me. Amber Turd, nice one, Ron. See, you got it back. You got it there. You were there before John. Internet connection is fucking picking up, buddy. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, mine's not. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I hate when that happens. Sorry, guys. But but with Marilyn Manson, I felt like he was big into substance abuse. And I feel like there's a lot of that probably is definitely tied up into this. And that's just me. What's going on, Ian? How's it going, buddy? There's a lot of that. And that's me not knowing anything really about Marilyn Manson except for what I've heard through third parties and and everything else. But that's why, like, that's always why. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. I think Avery was asking to join. I don't know what the hell that was. May have a guest coming in, maybe not. I don't know. Either way, that's why it wasn't necessarily. I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't more. I don't know. It wasn't like it was like me going like, yeah, he's fucking weirdo or whatever. Like, I've never been that. I've never tried to be a person that was, because there's a weird thing where like we're not supposed to kink shame. Hold on, what did he say? I don't know what happened. I just said, do you want to join? That's weird. Yeah, thing came up that said like something about reporting something or what. I was like, what the fuck is this? Instagram's fucking wilding out today. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize about that. Manson looks like Nicolas Cage wearing a fat suit, or Nicolas Cage. Yeah, or just really pale Nicolas Cage, really. Yeah, he could just be wearing Nicolas Cage. It could be like not just a face-off scenario, but like a whole like body off scenario. Skin off. Skin off. But I don't mean it to like I don't know where the. So if he's into really fucking fucked up shit, the Manson thing, then okay, like I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore with this, like with the news of this stuff. And as it's like somebody not even like as a Manson fan, I don't understand. It just seems awful, right? Like it just seems maybe there's a podcast thing. I and it sucks that I can't just look into like I don't know if anybody knows. I don't know if anybody actually knows, but they're saying like he's grooming he was grooming her, keeping her away from her family, doing all this other things, and I don't know how much of that is substance abuse. I don't know how much of it is straight up just being a weirdo person, like that's just so desensitized. Like if like John was joke, like I don't know, saying that he was sucking his bass player's dick and all that shit. Like, let's look into this. Have Nick Cage and Marilyn Manson have ever been photographed together? Oh, that does feed into the Nick Cage being a vampire theory that I've heard a couple times as well. I like this. He should have went the Trent Reznor route and got clean and focused on music instead of done blow and vodka for 30. Yeah. It's almost it because nobody's saying like people there's not a lot of crossover. There's not a lot of people that are like let down by this, I don't think. I don't know a lot about Marilyn Manson's career or like where he's at or if he's put out anything lately. I don't know anything of the sort. Actually, let me look that up real quick. Bam. I'm going to look up Marilyn. Actually, I don't even know if he'll be on Spotify, right? Is that a... No, he's still here. He's got a cowboy hat in his picture. That's weird. Let's see. Discography. Latest release. 2020. So, okay. So, yeah, it's perfect. So, that was my only not even, I don't even want to say criticism because I don't want it to get miscued or misinterpreted or whatever, but was like, what do you, okay, yeah, take him out. You know, like I was just kind of like, yeah, Marilyn Manson, yeah, have him, take him. Like do with if this is true, because that's the thing is if it's true, and you're yeah that's where I don't want, I'm fearing being judgmental. That's where I go like, oh, how much of this is just like him going like, hey, I really like this dom sub relationship and I really like to be really controlling and I like to do this. And yeah, so you know what I mean? I don't know. If it's I don't know anything about, but I think what's clear is people, whether they're famous, whether they're artistic, whether they're just a fucking like regular like worker at any service industry job, if you stock shelves at a grocery store, if you're a doctor, anything, you should always self-reflect and fucking communicate with your fucking spouse, because otherwise shit gets like, if you are being malicious, like, I don't know. I see that then it doesn't feel like a relationship. Then he has just been existing as a monster that we've all been like, man, he's a weird monster, but you know, he's kind of smart and I like his music. But the line is like, I never have necessarily been a fan of his, but it's also, it like when somebody comes along and says he's done these horrible things, I don't know. People don't seem to be that shocked. And I think that's because of the shocking. It's kind of like the same way of like if Lady Gaga came out and was like, hey, I'm gay, people wouldn't be like, what? They'd go like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like they've kind of built an existence for themselves that, like, if you found out that Marilyn Manson was killing and eating people, you'd be like, oh yeah, cool. And but also if you found out like, oh, Nick or not Nick Cage, I almost said Nick Cage. Now it's happening even like subconsciously. But like if you found out Marilyn Manson was like, oh, I'm a poet laureate and I've written a whole series on, you know what I mean? Like you could be like, yeah, okay. Oh, so you can do that in Coke and vodka? John's pounding off in the comments. He says, do we know if Manson is actually musically talented? He's never really sung on his tracks, and I don't know if he plays instruments. Ron is pounding off as well. He said he had a moment, then then he tried to preserve that moment for the last few decades. Oh. And the world bypassed him. Okay. Ian Strong is also pounding off. Make sure you check out Strong Words with Ian Strong, wherever you get your podcast. He says, John 5, hold on. 5, who knows? Wait. Who now plays guitar with Rob Zombie was the best part of Marilyn Manson's music. John 5, who now plays with guitar with Rob Zombie was the best part. Wow, okay. So musically, it's apparently the musician, whatever musicians he has around him. Then tried to preserve it at that moment in the last few decades, and it bypassed him. Yeah, I know. Typo. No, I got you, buddy. Don't worry about it, Ron. If you like John 5, you got to check out John 4 on Hacks Comedy Golf. I like that one, John. I like that a lot. So I like people. He's like a personality. But okay, so this is how, like, the thing I think about Marilyn Manson is I don't necessarily think of him as a tortured, brilliant artist. I think of him more as a goth kid that I think, and I agree with Ron, a lot of Ron's assessment of essentially him being having a moment and kind of like capturing that trench coat mafia, fan group, and also like shock value stuff. So he had that part of it, and then a lot of times where like he was kind of explaining to everybody that he's just a misunderstood artist, and like, no, he's actually quite eloquent, and he's not actually, yeah, sure, I look like a weirdo. I don't know, I close my eyes when I do it, but it's because I don't have contacts in. But like, he'll show up dressed like a fucking dickhead at a award show, and people and it's the same thing people love about Lady Gaga. And then but then she sings and you're like, oh, she actually has like a really beautiful voice as well. Like, even if you love her music or not, she's at least a very talented singer. She's incredible. But he lived his gimmick for so long that he can't see the blurred line between the reality. Right. Ian is correct. Ron agrees. Ron signs off on that pound live. So, excuse me. So I think I always kind of got like that, like he is his fan base, like where some people, like a lot of people, like Joe Rogan's fan base does not live the exact Joe Rogan fucking lifestyle. They may have elements of it, but they're not. But Marilyn Manson is absolutely the fucking kids who shot up Columbine just because. He's also, I feel like he's kind of like that guy who he has absolutely he I think again, like I agree with Ron's assessment. So like over the past 20 years or so, or 10 years, or however long he's been trying to continue that moment, he figured, oh, you know what, if I just do terrible things throughout my life, I will be remembered as the guy who was infamously evil and also was famous, like Gary Glitter. Like he's fine with a Gary Glitter type infamy of being a person who wrote hit song or whatever, and then did awful things. So, and then also be like, yep, checks out. But it's weird. To me, it was more obvious to me because of being aware of his substance abuse issues. And that's not to say that is an excuse or any good reason to do that, or that is exactly a correlation between people that have substance abuse issues like that. But when I said, oh yeah, because of the personality that I feel he portrays to me personally, and with those issues, I would go, yeah, it makes sense. Casey agrees with Ron and Ian. Awesome. Ron and Ian, I just realized that. That's a show in Tampa. That's a radio show. He tries to portray his nihilism but his actions show that he cares. It's artistically hypocritical, right? I agree with Ron. Casey's also saying maybe meth was involved. Could be. There's definitely drugs and alcohol, and that's admitted. Like that's something that he does not. That I don't even know if you have to allege that. But again, that's not an excuse to do that shit. I heard Marilyn Manson got more ribs put in so he could suck the other people's dicks. Yeah, that's absolutely. That was one of those fun. I think was that the last big celebrity like rumor thing that like when I remember we all we joke about the fuck. I always joke about it's like the ones that I heard when I was growing up was the Rod Stewart cum. Like I heard that later on. Obviously, Rod Stewart had swallowed so much cum that he had to have his stomach pumped, and the Richard Gere having a gerbil up his ass. Wait, he is Paul from the Wonder Years. Yeah, he's just like a goth dork that's like, I want to make an impact. He has mass shooter vibes. Like that's his thing. That's a perfect way to explain it. He became what he was like denying. Like so, which makes me feel like in all of those interviews or all those things where like people were like, do you feel partly responsible? And he's like, no, it's my art is different and I don't do that. He's just a gaslighter. He's like the original Capitol stormer. Fucking like Marilyn Manson was Trump before Trump. The current form of Trump. He was still his Home Alone Trump at that time, around the time of Marilyn Manson. Everybody was still like, oh, this lovable dum-dum. We hate how evil he is still, but he doesn't have any control, really. He's got a lot of money. But now, that's kind of, I mean, Marilyn Manson has this weird thing of like, he has that fan base. So there are people that are going to still like idolize him. Shock art with no substance is boring. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, Ron. Ron's pounding off hard in the chat. I like that. But they joke about it a lot on Your Mom's House podcast about like how Garth Brooks has the same weirdo vibes. Like you're getting this thing of it's just as much as the person saying, I'm gonna eat you and skin you alive. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if those are, that song by Marilyn Manson, I'm gonna eat you and skin you alive. Boom, bam, the beautiful dudes. And then I'm gonna do a thing where I dress like an androgynous person and wear wigs and eyeliner and stuff. But then fucking rock out. You know that song? That's his hit. And then there's also he does like a couple covers, eurythmic covers, which is impossible to read. But once you know what the word is, you can just fake it. I know what eurythmic is. Avery wrote it down in the chat earlier. Nearly gave me a stroke. Marilyn Manson's music is more for juggalos who love Nine Inch Nails. Wow. Pounding off hard. Ian Strong. Pounding off strong in the comments. I like that. And I agree with Ian completely. Ron's not gonna like that. I don't know actually. I don't know about his thoughts, but we all know my feelings on juggalos and their fans, or juggalos in general. Sorry, ICP in general. Nine Inch Nails rules. Uh-oh. Ron, you might be fired, buddy. I'm just joking. I still haven't gotten the recommendation on what Nine Inch Nails album I should check out first. I can't do tracks, buddy. I want to get into it. Tool, that's another band that I closing out the show. I want to just remind everybody to check out What About with Andy and Pat. We did our top 5 pop punk songs. And we explained in the show, there's honorable mentions playlist. We have our top 5s playlist that we made. We're going to compile them all together because we talk about all the tracks. We can't really play them because we want to have the show on YouTube and stuff like that. So copyrights and yada, yada, yada. But it's an ever growing, ever changing thing. Check out the playlist. Check out the songs that we did. If you like any of them, if it's not up on the YouTube playlist, we're gonna have the audio version eventually. So by that time, I'm sure we'll have the playlist up. But you should check out the Slappy Boppers playlist, GDP Live Slappy Boppers playlist at Baby Mermaid Productions on Spotify. You can like the Spotify. It's ever growing. And I want to remind everybody that this Sunday coming up, that's going to be the 7th, we are going to be streaming live twitch.tv/Andy Malafarina, 7 p.m. And we're going to be doing our top 5 metal songs. That's the one I picked because we got away from the album talk for a little bit. And this opens up a lot more. I was really excited to see the songs that, and I don't mean this to sound condescending, that's lack of a better word, but I wanted to see what his idea of the top 5 pop punk songs, not just, we found out how generationally different our top 5 were just in a 4-year gap in age. You know what I mean? Like, or a couple year, I don't even know if it's 4 years actually. But like we discussed it in the show about like how I had an idea of like, oh, I might put this band. I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to check out the show. But we do a top 5 of our pop punk songs, and that just inspired me to go like, I like this top 5 shit. Let's do a top 5 metal songs because I want to see again. I opened it up. I said any metal song, any whatever you consider, like, what do you consider metal? What do I consider metal? Whatever it is, let's do it. So that one I think is going to be a little bit easier for me because I don't feel like I have to dig as deep. With those, I had to dig a lot deeper. I had to go to the band that inspired me to play music. I had to go to MXPX and came out with a hot take that I will share with you now. I feel like MXPX is the Beatles of pop punk. We got some hard pounding in the comments here. Ron shopped heavily at Hot Topic as a youth. Yeah, that makes sense, John. I understand that. So did I. But not like heavily, actually. A lot of stuff didn't fit. I was even too fat for it then. I like Nine Inch Nails too. It wasn't a knock on Nine Inch Nails fans. John, just start with year 0. Okay, I'll start there. Damn it, John. I wasn't. It wasn't a phase. No, it was. I lied. It was the phase. Okay, good. That's good. Ian's also pounding off. Hot Topic used to sell some dope fucking polyester button down shirts. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's Ian style for sure. Hell yeah. I feel like you're in a Hot Topic right now. Aluminum, steel, by brass, tin, and metals. Those are all metals. Oh yeah, that's good. John, don't do that. Don't do a joke like that right at the end. Yeah. See, I read that one ahead of time because he even put a little ha 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 at the beginning, which means I know it's going to be funny if John's laughing at his own stuff. He said, if the clothes didn't fit you, then you still shopped heavily. Depressingly, actually. Hefty, for sure. But I appreciate everybody joining the show. I didn't get to everything I wanted to talk to today, but I'll get to it eventually. You know, please look out for the Amazon wish list coming soon because there's not enough charity out there in the world. But also check out the Baby Mermaid Productions tip jar at the Cash App. Just that's BMPPG. That's my cash tag. Check that out. Throw in a tip if you see fit. That can go towards cool projects that we're doing throughout the year 2021 through Baby Mermaid Productions, including the instrument album, the sumo wrestling contest July 4th weekend with Lamerly, as well as a couple of live podcasts throughout the year. So I appreciate you guys joining in. I love you guys.
Gross.